He's been convicted of multiple felonies and charged with many more, accused of sexual assault and fascist tendencies, and grown increasingly rambling and incoherent in public appearances. And yet still millions of people in America are planning to vote for Donald Trump. There's only one thing that might swing it: getting a few British Labour Party members involved. Our last chances, Hail Marys, and it's worth a shot correspondent Jonathan Goodenough has more. Yes, that's right, the Democratic Party has struggled to make inroads into the former president's base, but it's thought that a few dozen volunteers from the UK could make all the difference. How so? Well, there's nothing that Americans love more than being told what to do by the British, especially Americans who live in states that most British people couldn't name and definitely couldn't locate. Is that why the Trump campaign reacted so badly? Absolutely. They're devastated by the idea that the people who masterminded an electoral victory, then subsequent polling collapse in the UK, could be heading to the US to weave their magic there. Right. They've accused the Harris campaign of being influenced by Keir Starmer's far-left Labour Party, to which actual far-left activists in the UK replied, "What far-left Labour Party?" So the Trump campaign is against any form of foreign interference in their elections. Absolutely, unless it's from Russia or various other countries who funneled money to Trump, either directly or via his global network of properties. And how is that different? That's just money, not volunteers, and crucially, they didn't mention it on LinkedIn. What about British politicians like Liz Truss or Nigel Farage who've spoken at Republican events? Apparently speaking at an event is fine, and in Liz Truss's case you could argue it was more likely to put voters off. What have Labour said? Well, on the record, they've made it clear that this sort of volunteering happens all of the time and nobody was paid to do it. And off the record, they're absolutely terrified of a Trump victory and are desperately hoping it doesn't happen. A sentiment shared by many. I suppose many people around the world are watching this election with interest who have no ability to affect the result. Yes, in fact, it's been described as being a bit like being trapped in the boot of a car being driven by an excitable idiot. He's barreling towards a crossroads. One way leads to an industrial shredder, the other to a merely very bumpy road, and you have to hope that they'll make the right choice and then let you out of the boot, or as they'd call it, trunk. Sorry, who described it like that? I just did. Thank you, Jonathan. Next up, we'll speak to an American voter who says he can't see how things could get any worse, which is why he's decided to vote for things to get worse.